Retain gang, what's poppin', man? This your boy Tay, back at y'all again with another video, man. Peace, love, and abundance to everybody watching right now. I show my gratitude. As always, make sure you guys smash that like button. If you want to support the channel, I have some courses available and a Retain gang community that you can join if you want to self-improve. So I'll leave my links in my description for you guys. But retention is more than what people think. There's more that meets the eye on this journey. And I think a lot of folks look at it surface level. You know what I'm saying? I was going through the comments and I seen a few guys comment, what's the point of this journey, right? I like women, I like getting some cheeks, so I don't understand the point of retaining. You're supposed to go out and waste it and be with a woman and release your energy. Now, you have free will to do what you please. This is your life, and you get to choose your experience. But just know, there's consequences for every action. So this is why we have to gain knowledge itself. You gotta know what your seed is and what it does for you. How, or not how, but what role it plays in this world. Everything has a role to play, okay? And like I said, some people look at it surface level. You think this is just a fluid inside of your body that has no purpose other than creating a baby. And what's crazy is that's a huge purpose in itself, is to create another life, to have that ability. So just by knowing that this fluid creates another life, that should already let you know how important it is to you. Your seed is not just sitting in your body, not doing anything for you, okay? It affects your energy too. So when you release your energy, when you release your seed fluently with no purpose, what you're doing is you're draining your life force, okay? You guys already know, you feel tired, you feel drained, you feel unmotivated after you release. That's why, because this fluid is a creative force. It's the spark of life. Now, when you start learning how to harness this energy, it's going to create a spark in your life, okay? It's going to help you to create what you want in your life, help you manifest things in your life. You see, I think a lot of folks think that semen retention and sex is like either or, like you can't do both, and that's false. Again, see, it's all about knowledge. Just because you're not releasing your seed doesn't mean you can't be with the woman. It doesn't mean you can't be intimate. You just got to retrain yourself on how to be in that space without releasing, how to be with a woman without releasing. And I got some videos. I actually have a course I just made on my Retain Gang community talking about how to do this, right? So y'all can check that out. But there's ways for you to be intimate, and this is actually a very powerful technique that you can do that's going to allow you to increase the attraction and the intimacy in your relationships, in your marriage. You see? I think a lot of guys who come on here and comment, right, I think that they're still in that space of not knowing that soul ties are real as well. You can't just be out here just having sex with anybody. You create soul ties. You create an energetic connection. And if you don't truly care about these people, you're making connections with someone that you don't even know. You don't care to know, right? Understand, the true marriage that the Most High speaks of is the merging of one flesh. So when two people come together, you become one flesh when you are having sex, right? Because we're exchanging energy, but we're also exchanging DNA. Even when you kiss, right? Your saliva, you're exchanging DNA. You have information in your saliva. I read about this study, and this guy, he gave his saliva to a lab for them to experiment on. And he gave them his schedule, what he had to do that day. And as they were studying his saliva, it started to become active, right? And they asked him, okay, at this time, what did you do at this time? And he said, well, I was late for my flight, so I got frustrated. And the time that he missed his flight and he got frustrated lined up with when the saliva in the lab became active. So that right there lets you know that even though your DNA is separate from you, it's still tethered to your energy. So with that being said, when you have SEX, you're exchanging fluids, you're exchanging bacteria and organisms, and what's part of you becomes a part of them, and what's a part of them becomes a part of you. You see? So let's say it's a girl that you met and you had SEX, and now she's frustrated or she's angry. You're going to start feeling angry too, because remember, her DNA is still tethered to her energy and it's inside of you. And vice versa. If you get angry or you're happy or sad, she's going to start feeling that too. This is where soul ties come from, entanglements. This is where people start catching feelings from, because you're tethered to that person now. Y'all are attached. So this is why men and women, you got to be mindful of who you laying down with. That hookup culture is terrible for creating chaos inside yourself and not allowing you to have peace, because you got all this different energy, all this different DNA from different people inside of you. You don't know what type of day they having. Imagine you out here, you having 3 or 4 partners. You know what I'm saying? And you doing different partners every week or every month. You got all these different people, these strangers, information inside of you. And now they having a bad day or they going through something traumatic, and you feeling all that. It's coming back to you. Okay? So retention trains us to be more disciplined with our energy and not just allowing anybody into our space. You're allowing too many spirits and DNA and information into your space. And I can guarantee you it's not serving you. You see? So this journey is all about you attracting what's a good fit into your life. Not going out here and trying to chase what you think you need. Retention allows you to retain all your information and focus on to making yourself happy, bringing yourself peace. Okay, this is spiritual, guys. We're in a space now. We're not in the 3D dimension anymore. Okay? Spiritual now. Everything is spiritual. It's about you and how you're vibrating. What's your energy like? What's your frequency like? That's what you're going to bring into your life now. Yeah, we got to go out here and get it and grind, but the grind is only going to get you so far. Spiritual now. They show you in the TV shows. They showing you in cartoons. Everything is spiritual. So if you keep on thinking it's okay to drain your seed and be low battery out here, you're going to set yourself up for failure. Why take your shield away? Why take your protection away? Especially as a man. Why wouldn't you want to have all your energy at your disposal, all your tools, so that you can defend yourself, so that you can create, so that you can build? We all out here fighting a spiritual battle, the spiritual warfare. Imagine Dragon Ball Z and, imagine fighting in your base form, trying to fight Broly in your base form, or trying to fight a villain in your base form. You can't even go God mode because you didn't drain your energy. Right? Your chi is gone. You don't have any more chi. You can't transform. That's what it's like when you out here draining your seed. You in base form all the time. Right? Why not get into God mode? Why not go blue mode? So, like I said, it's all about what you want to experience, and it's about balance. You don't have to be a monk and abstain for the rest of your life. If that's what you want to do, that's cool. But I know everybody has different goals. It's all about balance and knowing yourself. But one thing I will say is frequently ejaculating is going to hurt you in the long run. And that's a fact. That's a fact. In every aspect of your life, it's going to do some type of damage. I know, because I used to be that person, right? I don't just speak from things because I heard somebody else say it. I'm a scientist in my life. I experiment, right? I observe. I practice on myself first before I make these videos. So I know the game. I know how it is. You know, I know how I feel before and after. I can distinguish the results that I get from when I'm not releasing and when I'm releasing, right? It's two different spaces, two different dimensions. It's like night and day. I can barely focus when I'm releasing. When I used to, brain fog, right? I didn't have no creativity. It's just like I didn't have any confidence. You know, everything is just down, low, dark. But when I'm retaining, the world brightens up, right? It's like my mind is clear. I'm focused. You know what I'm saying? I have no worries. That's the big one. You're not worried about anything. No matter what situation you're in, you just always have that confidence, like everything's gonna be okay. That's because you're connected to the Most High within you, right? It's powered up. Your kingdom is powered up. Every time you release, it's like you shut the lights off in your kingdom, right? Because you don't have enough money to pay that bill. This is your currency. Your currency allows you to buy things and manifest things in the spiritual realm. That's way more important than the physical, because everything happens in the spiritual first. So if I sit up here and I say, or I think about what I want to manifest, and I put that energy out there, I set my vibration to attract that, then it's going to be a lot easier for it to come to me. I'm not going to have to do that much work to manifest it or to bring it into my life, because I've already set my frequency to attract that. So I'm naturally going to do the things I need to do to get it. I don't have to force it. And that's what working smarter, not harder is. Working harder means you're going out here just in the physical and just doing stuff. Working smarter means you go to the spiritual realm first, because you know that's where everything happens. That's where the magic is. The 80%, right? That's where all the work is. Just you getting your mind right, you programming your frequency, making sure you have the currency to attract what you want, right? Because you got to buy that. But if you releasing your seed, you ain't got the money to get it. Then when I go out into the physical world, everything's going to naturally align. Everything's going to open up for me to receive what I want. That's the space we're in right now, you know, where it's about getting that spirit right first. And then the physical is going to fall in line. Everything's going to fall in place. All right? So make sure y'all taking y'all energy serious. Protecting your energy. You got to put a force field around yourself, guys. The same way that you lock your doors at night, you know, you got your money put up in a safe or somewhere where nobody can touch it. You know, you got to do the same thing with your energy. Because people out here will try to steal your valuables. You see? When you go to bed at night, you got to make sure you put a force field around yourself. And you got to put that frequency out there that says, you know what? I don't allow any entities to come in my space and steal my energy, to rob me of my essence. And when you start doing this, you'll stop having those attacks in your dreams. You'll stop having people coming around you that's not good for you. So a lot of things going to start happening when you start knowing who you are and what your energy is and how to use it. But you got to know who you are first. But if you don't know who you are, then you're going to make comments saying, hey, I don't understand the reason why semen retention is a thing with guys. I don't understand it. I just want to go out here and be reckless with my energy. That's the mindset you're going to be on if you don't learn yourself first. Okay? So with that being said, guys, I just want to put that information out here. Hopefully it's resonated with you. Hopefully I answered some questions. But if you need to speak with me, I do one-on-one consultations, so I'll leave my link in my description. Y'all have a beautiful day, man, and I'm out.